Here's a reimagined, dark version of Parasite that takes a brutally harsh turn, intensifying the social tensions and tragedies central to the original story. Introduction: The struggle of the Kim family. The story begins as it originally does, with the Kim family, father Ki-tak, mother Chung-suk, daughter Ki-jung, and son Ki-woo, living in a cramped basement apartment. They struggle to make ends meet, folding pizza boxes and barely scraping by. Their lives take a dramatic turn when Kai-woo gets an opportunity to tutor the daughter of the wealthy Park family. Seeing this as a golden chance, the Kims execute a careful plan to infiltrate the Park's home, each family member securing a job by deception. Over time, they replace all the Park family's previous employees, becoming deeply embedded in the household. The Kims enjoy their new, luxurious life, feeling a strange mix of envy and resentment toward the Parks. But beneath the surface, they are increasingly aware that the only thing holding them back from their own dreams is their class status, a reality that eats at them day by day. The secret uncovered. The plot thickens when the Kims discover Gunsai, the former housekeeper's husband, living in the Park family's basement bunker. Gunsai, who has been hiding there for years to avoid loan sharks, represents the darker side of class inequality. The Kims, in a desperate bid to secure their positions, fight with Gunsai and his wife Moon-gwang to keep the secret. The original version of the movie focuses on the Kims eventually locking Gunsai back into the bunker, but in this reimagined version, the Kims realize that they're in too deep. They decide to eliminate both Gunsai and Moon-gwang to avoid any chance of being exposed. In a moment of panic, Ki-tak and Chung-suk force Moon-gwang and Gunsai into a confrontation that turns deadly. After a brutal struggle, both the former housekeeper and her husband die, leaving the Kims with blood on their hands and a newfound understanding of just how far they're willing to go to secure their place in the world of the rich. The Park family's discovery and the Kim family's desperation. With Gunsai and Moon-gwang gone, the Kims attempt to carry on as if nothing has happened, cleaning up the evidence and maintaining their positions in the household. But things begin to unravel. The Park family starts noticing strange things: faint sounds coming from the basement, odd stains in the corners of the house. Mrs. Park, deeply suspicious, installs a hidden camera system throughout the house without the Kims' knowledge. The tension builds as Ki-taek and his family feel the net tightening around them. They realize they're being watched, but have no way out. The Parks have unwittingly set up a trap, but the Kims are too invested to back down. Knowing that their deception is at risk of exposure, they make the decision to confront the Parks directly, hoping to negotiate or intimidate their way out of the situation. In a chilling confrontation, the Kims confess their situation to Mr. Park. Instead of reacting with shock, Mr. Park coldly offers them a deal. He will keep their secret if they agree to do something for him, something far more sinister than they expected. Mr. Park, realizing the vulnerability of the Kims, offers them money in exchange for staying as pets in his household, servants he can own and discard as he pleases. The Kims are horrified by this dehumanizing proposition, but with their lives already hanging in the balance, they have no other choice. They accept the terms, surrendering their autonomy and dignity to the whims of the Parks. The final act: the downfall of the Kim family. The Kims' lives become a waking nightmare. They are subjected to humiliating tasks and harsh treatment by Mr. and Mrs. Park. The Parks, initially cordial and polite, reveal their cruel side, viewing the Kims as nothing more than tools. For the Park family, the suffering of the Kims is merely a source of entertainment, a means to assert their power. Days turn into weeks, and the Kim family's spirit deteriorates under the relentless cruelty. They are forced to perform demeaning acts, and any resistance is met with threats of exposure to the authorities. The once proud Ki-taek, who once dreamed of escaping poverty, is reduced to a shell of a man, broken by the exploitation he tried so hard to escape. The brutal conclusion. One night, Kai-woo, who has reached his breaking point, confronts Mr. Park in a desperate attempt to end the torment. However, Mr. Park, anticipating such an act, has his own plans. He calls in his connections, wealthy and powerful individuals who treat the Kim's predicament as a twisted game.
In a sickening display of cruelty, Mr. Park arranges a hunt where the Kims become the prey. The Parks and their wealthy friends make sport of the Kims, tracking them throughout the estate, mocking their cries for mercy, and reveling in the fear of their once loyal servants. As dawn approaches, only Kitak remains, hiding in the shadows of the estate. In his final moments, he is cornered by Mr. Park, who smugly declares that he is above Kitak in every way. As Mr. Park delivers the final blow, Kitak realizes that his family's fight for dignity and survival has only reinforced the cruelty of the world they sought to escape. The final scene, an empty house. In the end, the Park family continues their life of luxury as if nothing has happened. They hire new staff, unaware that they too may someday be discarded like the Kims. The mansion, once filled with the Kims' laughter and schemes, is now a place of silence and submission, the dark truth buried beneath layers of wealth and privilege. This brutal reimagining highlights the inescapable power divide between classes and the lengths people will go to hold on to power. In this version, the Kims are not just crushed by poverty, but by the very people they once served. Their attempt to escape their circumstances only led to a deeper, darker trap, a reminder that, in a world divided by class, true freedom is often an illusion.